Hello all, today we'll just be reviewing every single facility in Club Med de Charlevoix, as well as giving some final thoughts on my stay here. Let's begin. Okay, let's start off with one of the main staples of your stay, the dining hall. The dining hall serves both breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The dining hall serves a wide variety of food ranging from steak to hamburgers, and it differs based on breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Breakfast, you can have crepes and cereal. Lunch, you can have hamburgers and sometimes like dumplings or pizza. And dinner, you can have steak, lamb. There's just so many options, and it changes a little bit every day. So if you don't see what you want, just wait a couple days, it might come in rotation. And there's such a wide variety of food, it doesn't even matter. Like, you could have like a different meal every day from every different station, and you'd still not eat everything. Unless, of course, you have more than one food at once, which is pretty like common, and that's what I did when I was there. And of course, it's all you can eat, so eat your heart's content. Of course, there's also drinks, so make sure you can want to grab like a Pepsi. I don't know, Pepsi, no, it's Coke, and then like Diet Coke, ginger ale, Sprite. I don't know if there's Sprite. I don't really remember a root beer. For those of you who are a little more adventurous, there is unlimited beer, but do not drink too much, please. Especially in the morning. We do not want drunk people on the slopes. And if you want, this waiter will come around and offer you some red wine or white wine. And I did not have any, but apparently it's pretty good. Now moving on to the actual dining hall itself, it is very charming, very well lit, and you can just see the scenery of the mountain beneath you, which just makes for an excellent view while you are dining. And the waiters do the due diligence of making sure that each table is set up properly and adds to the ambience and just the relaxed feel of the resort. This definitely is going to be one of the highlights of your stay, and for me, I think this might have been the best part. Now, for those of you who want to get a little more active, welcome to the gym and cardio room. Now, these are two separate rooms with the gym featuring a bunch of different things like dumbbells, a bar dip bar, a pull-up bar, you know, the cable machines, a bench press, all these machines I can't even remember, but there's a wide variety of machines, and there's a good chance that you'll have what you need to get your workout done. It's not, of course, as big as like a YMCA or like a Planet Fitness, but it's still good enough to make sure that you get a good workout in. They also have treadmills for those of you who want to add a little bit of a warm-up before your workout. And then there's the cardio room. The cardio room has like a bunch of electric bicycles and mats, and it is, as the name implies, or rather states, it's a cardio room. It's not a weight room, it's to get a good running, get your heart pumping, that kind of workout. And both the gym and the cardio room have a window, so you can see outdoors and you can see the beautiful, beautiful scenery beneath. Next up, let's talk about the pool and hot tub. Now the pool is very, very charming. It has this very, very ambient sort of feel to it. When you walk in, you just feel like it just feels relaxing. And there's a little kids area, but to be honest, it's kind of small and it's not really a water park. But the pool itself is very, very good. It's deep enough where you can dive underwater, and it's shallow enough that if you have kids, you can bring them and they can play in the pool. Of course, they also offer towels for anybody who wants to get in the pool, so you don't have to bring your own towel. Don't bring your own towel, I wouldn't recommend that. And there are showers and change rooms and all that stuff that you expect in a pool. The pool is very well kept and it's very aesthetic and it's very pleasing, but wait till we get the good part. Let's talk about the hot tub. Now the hot tub is outside, which is a bit of a pain since it's like negative like 5 to negative 12 outside. Also for the Americans watching, that's negative 5 to negative 12 Celsius. But the thing is, it's actually not as cold as you think, because when you step out after you're in the hot tub, you don't really feel anything for like a good 20 seconds, at least for me. So you have that time to get back into the warmness of the resort. The hot tub is straight outside the pool, so you just open up these doors and then you can see the hot tub. You just open up these doors and bam, there's a hot tub. And now the hot tub is outside, so you get a beautiful scenery of the mountain below, and it's outside, so you can smell the cold fresh air, and it's just amazing. And then there's a steam room. If you guys don't know what a steam room is, I didn't know before I came here, but it's basically just a really, really hot room. It's like a sauna, but with steam in it. And the steam, it just like, it gets you like sweating, and I don't know really how to put it. I'm not a huge fan of steam rooms, but it's still enjoyable. Also, there's a certain smell to it. I don't know what they put in there, but it has a nice scent. But yeah, as far as aquatics go, the Club Med has an amazing assortment of amenities. Let's talk about the kids room. Now, I'm sure some of you parents don't really want to deal with your kids all day, so there's the kids room. Basically, this is where you can drop your kids off and you can just let them have fun and you go have a fun, exciting time. Now the kids room, I didn't film too extensively in here because there were people in there and, you know, I didn't want to be like a distraction, but I can tell that there's a lot of toys there and there's like a sort of mini stage and they just like have fun there. It's a great place to babysit your kids, especially if you don't want to deal with them, which if I had kids, I sure wouldn't, and I would put them here for sure, but still. And of course, there's staff attending them who play games with them and just keep them entertained with the wide variety of toys and assortments they can just entertain themselves with. It's a very charming place, very kid friendly. Kind of reminds me of the IKEA, but without the big pit. I don't know if any of you got that reference, but still, just very charming. Now next up, let's talk about the stage. Okay, so this is a pretty big part of your resort. Basically, the stage is where they perform shows, they have like these bands come up. It's basically where the entertainment happens at night. And in the morning too, but mostly at night. Now this is where you can see the shows. Now, right behind the stage, there is a bar. And this bar, you can order a wide variety of alcoholic and I think non-alcoholic beverages too. So if you want a cocktail while you watch the evening show, it's a very charming looking place. There are bartenders that'll help you curate just your perfect drink, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic, and it's just an amazing place. This is the place where they will perform most of their shows, where your kids might go to play if you leave them with babysitting, and where you can grab a drink as well. It's just a very charming place. So let's talk about the bar. Now, the bar, even though it does serve alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, as the name implies, is more than that. It's more like a lounge. In the morning, you can have breakfast there if you don't want to go to the dining hall, or like me, you just wake up too late, so you just go to the bar instead, and they still have some food there. There are waiters and attendants asking you for any type of drink, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, cocktails, beers, Coca-Colas, just a lot of drinks that you can think of that they will mix for you. You can come here not just for breakfast, but for lunch and dinner also, so if you miss those times, those vital times, and you want to go eat, you just come here. It's basically sort of like a backup plan for eating, but that doesn't mean it doesn't taste delicious, like it certainly does. And it's also a snack bar as well. So in between meals, you can come here to get like nachos, poutine, fries, you know, all these nice things that you want in between like a ski session. It's a great place to come for a break and just grab a quick drink, especially if you are skiing. Like if you want to come back from skiing and you want, you know, you're a little cold, you want to get hot chocolate, then you get it. It's delicious. Now, I will say that if you're gonna have an alcoholic beverage, please don't go out skiing. So, like, try to have the non-alcoholic beverage if you're gonna go skiing, because you know you don't really want to fall off into the mountain, because you know it is a mountain and you might die. Maybe not die. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but still, it's just an amazing place to get drinks and just have a good time. If you're coming here as like a couple or a family, maybe not a family, it's more of a couple place. It's just a great way to lounge around and hang out while you wait for your next activity. Let's talk about the ski room. So the ski room is basically where you go before you go out skiing. So this is where you put out your skis away and you put into these lockers and you enter a code, and this is you can just leave your stuff. Like this is where I put my jacket, my skis, my poles, my boots, just everything that you need, and you can just secure it here overnight. But you might not think is that important, but you don't want to walk from your room to the ski room with your ski equipment. You just want to leave it in there. It's so convenient, trust me. It's not really much to say. It's basically just a bunch of lockers. Attached to the ski room is the rental room. So of course, if you want rental, if you want to rent out skis, rent out poles, you can definitely get those. There's all mountain skis. There's just a wide variety of skis that you can rent out, and snowboards too. So if you forget your ski equipment or you just don't have ski equipment, here's a great place to rent it out. All right, let's talk about the yoga room. So if you signed up for yoga, this is basically where you do yoga. Not really much to say here. It's just a yoga room where your instructor will help you like do yoga. I don't really do yoga, so I don't really know how this works. But it also has a window so you can see the beautiful scenery outside. So let's talk about the rooms. I've been here for 3 years and I've had 3 different rooms, and they're different rooms. Some you pay more, some you pay less, some have things that the other ones don't, etc, etc. But in general, this is what I've come up with. The bathrooms in Club Med are very, very nice. If you have that extra money, I would recommend splurging and trying to go for one with a bath, because I think like there's not really a bath. I mean, there's a hot tub, but you know, it's not the same as a bath, you know? But if you don't want to bathe, then that's up to you. It's totally your choice. And the washroom, they'll provide you with shampoo, soap, conditioner, hand soap, just all the basic essentials. They also, of course, offer towels, which is, I don't even know why I said that. That should be pretty obvious. In the room, there's usually 2 beds and then an extra one, which is a pull-out couch. So that's if you need an extra person. There you go. And usually there's some sort of balcony, sometimes a balcony that you go outside. If you don't have one, it's not that big of a deal. Like you hardly ever need to go outside on the balcony, to be honest. And in the room, there's also like a closet, a safe, a desk, stands. I don't even remember. Just basically everything you need in a room. They also provide you with tea bags and like a coffee mixture, but to be honest, like if you want to use it, that's up to you, but like, you know, I'd recommend just going down to the bar and asking them to make it for you. Overall, the rooms are very, very nice. I mean, I just like them. They're very charming and they have a very ambient, sort of relaxed type of feel. Welcome to the wine cellar / room. I don't really know what it's called, but basically this is just where you can test wines, you can taste wines, and I'm pretty sure you can drink wine too. There's different wines with different tastes. There's a lot of variety, and basically you can come here usually during the evening, not during the early day, because you know you should not be drinking that early on in the day. But not really much to it. It's just a wine room. Welcome to the Souvenir shop. If you want to take something as a little memento on your trip home or when you get home just to remember this experience, go right ahead. I mean, I call it a souvenir room, but it's kind of more than that because you can get stuff like sweaters, shoes, jackets, goggles, helmets, just a lot of things that are more than souvenirs. Well, you can keep them as souvenirs, I mean, I guess, but let's just say that you didn't bring your jacket for some reason. Here you go, here's a great place to buy it. They have other stuff too, like hats and gloves. It is very, very overpriced though, I will say that, but so are most souvenirs, so. Alright, this is the teens room. So basically this is where kids aged 11 to 17 can come and interact with other kids. It has like a TV, I think a PS5 or 4, I don't know. It has a lot of games, board games, just these things that kids to older people can do. I will say that it's probably meant for the younger side of kids, like maybe age 11 to 13. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like a smaller kids room, but meant for a slightly older audience. That's a good way to put it. Now, before we get into the main attraction of this resort, let me just talk about some miscellaneous stuff that doesn't deserve its own section, but I should still mention. In the hallways, there are ping pong tables, so if you're a fan of ping pong or just want to play a game with a friend, there's that. Club Med also offers complimentary lessons, ski and snowboarding lessons, so if you want to sign up for those, there's levels 1 to 6, each with their varying difficulty and experience, and they'll just teach you how to get better. The instructors overall, I have to say, are very, very good and very, very friendly. And you do go as a group, which is very nice because you get some of that social interaction when you're going up the gondola. And you just get to meet all these new people because, you know, Club Med is an international resort and people do come all over the world for this. There's also ski lessons and snowboard lessons for your little ones, so if your kids want to learn how to ski or snowboard, or if you want to force them, then yeah, go sign them up for that. The instructors are very, very good, I must say. Now, there's also other activities you can do during the day. Some of them are for kids and they're just like some kind of childless, but there's some for adults like snowshoeing and hiking. Also, I forgot to mention this, but basically during the day, during like the stage area, there's like usually snacks being handed out. So if you want a snack in between, like just for a break, or you just want to try some of that delicious cheese and crackers, then go right ahead. There's also a pop machine, unlimited pop, and there's water and sparkling water as well. There's some stuff that isn't included, like a spa and salon. So if you want to go get a haircut or want to go get a massage, you do have to pay extra for that. Now, there are probably some minor things I missed, but you know what? Let's just move on to the biggest attraction here. Now, last but definitely not least, let's talk about the ski hill, Le Massif de Charlevoix. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, French Canadians. It's important to note that Le Massif de Charlevoix is not owned by Club Med. It's merely like an attraction that is very, 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 very close to it, and it's honestly like basically part of the resort. But since it's not technically owned by Club Med, you'll get other people who come around that just are like locals or like people who just want to come just for the resort. Enough about that, let's talk about the actual ski hill. So you can take a gondola or a chairlift, but always take the gondola because it takes you to almost the top of the mountain, where you can take a T-bar to get to the top of the mountain, but you don't really need to do that. There's a lot of hills here. Like, obviously it's not as much as some other ski hills, but there's definitely, it's more of a quality over quantity. The view is spectacular. You can just see mountains and hills and just like snow when the snow covers the ground, and you can also see the river beneath. It's just beautiful. I don't know what the river's called. I think it's called Les Petites Rivières, something like that. I don't know. But it just makes for a beautiful scenery, and that's definitely exemplified when you go up the gondola or when you're going down. It's just beautiful. It's just the ski hill is just so charming. Like, I've asked some locals, and some of them do say that this is the best ski hill in Quebec. The only rival is Mount St. Anne's, not Mont Tremblant. That ski hill is more of the village than an actual ski hill. Le Massif de Charlevoix stands at an elevation of 806 meters or 2,644 feet and is 36 meters or 118 feet at its base. So it's very tall, and it just makes an amazing ride down, especially if you ski the whole way down. Now, it's important to note that the entire ski hill might not always be open. It might only be halfway open or just like partly open, which is what it was when I was there, but it still makes for an amazing experience. And if it does open and you get to ski down the entire mountain, it is an amazing experience, especially with the beautiful scenery and fresh air. The ski hills are very, very nice, especially if you catch them on a powder day. It's just amazing to just glide your skis through these mountains. And of course, there's also things like glades, moguls. They also have a terrain park, but I'm pretty sure that's only open during certain parts of the year, I think, because it wasn't open when I was there, but some locals talked about it last year. But if you're gonna go there, it's mostly just for the hills. Like, I tried the moguls, they're pretty good, like they're very nice, although they're quite challenging, but they're still quite fun to do. But just overall, if I could just sum up Le Massif, it's just like magical. It might not be the best ski hill in the world, or maybe not even Canada, but it's just beautiful, and it just adds to the experience. Like, you go out, you have a delicious breakfast, you go for skiing, you come back, you have a bar, you have like a hot chocolate, you go out and ski again, you come back, you go to the hot tub or like the pool, and then you work out, and then you eat dinner, like just a delicious dinner, and you go to the bar after, grab a drink, and then go watch the show, and it's just an amazing routine, and it's sure to just make you feel amazing. So, my final thoughts on Club Med de Charlevoix. Overall, this is an amazing resort. Like, the food is excellent, the activities are excellent, the entertainment is excellent, but I just want to add like a couple things that I want to mention. Let's be honest, not every resort is perfect, and I need to talk about some of its flaws. First off, the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi here is atrocious, okay? Like, the Wi-Fi here is genuinely like awful. I remember downloading something and it was like 200 kilobytes a second, which is not very good at all, especially for a 5-star resort. If you're coming here, I'd recommend using all data if you have a plan for that, or just buying the premium Wi-Fi if you want to get some work done or something like that. Like if you have homework or you have work to do, I would definitely recommend either using your cellular data or using the premium Wi-Fi. The problem is that Le Massif, or this Club Med, is kind of in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes data coverage plans don't really stretch that far. Since this is like in the middle of the nowhere, it might not be that good. That is a big problem with this resort. Another problem is that the shows in general are quite subpar, okay? To be honest, some of the shows are really good, okay? The acrobatic show is excellent. The one where they cosplay as singers is pretty like entertaining, and the band is also very good. But some of these shows are just kind of painful to watch, and I feel like they kind of don't really put enough effort into them. Not to say the employees don't, but I feel like compared to other Club Meds in the world, I feel like these are definitely on the weaker end. I'm not trying to be whiny, like I know these employees are trying their best, but still, it's not too entertaining, especially for the more mature audiences. Even some kids don't like watching them. Just a couple minor gripes is that the hot tub isn't that hot, like it's more of a warm tub, but there's still a nice scenery, so I still like the hot tub, don't get me wrong. The ski hill does close at 3, which means no night skiing because the hill is too big to like put lights on. It'd be too expensive, so they don't have that. Hopefully they'll have that soon. Probably the biggest problem with the mountain is the fact that it's not completely open all the time, which is a kind of a big problem sometimes because you want to see the full mountain and really enjoy the whole experience, and sometimes you can't do that. So if you come on a certain day where all the hills aren't open, well, sucks to suck, you can't have the whole mountain. So that's probably one of the biggest problems, if not the biggest, especially if you're an avid skier and you want to ski the whole mountain. It really is a disappointment when you can't do that. But of course, there's so many great things about this resort. The food is definitely one of the biggest ones. There's so much variety of food, and the food is just delicious. Like, it's hard to comprehend how much food you're getting because you're always eating, and it's always just so good. Like, there's always that motivation to get up in the morning to have those breakfast crepes or that cereal or that handmade omelet. It's just delicious. The skiing is excellent too. The mountain is just beautiful, along with the scenery, the snow. If you get a good powdery snow, it's just amazing to go down on. The quality of the hill is just amazing, and probably the best hill in Quebec, or at least one of the best, at least according to the locals I've talked to. And the staff are super friendly, like they're so nice, and they'll help you get stuff. Like if you need extra towels or you want your room cleaned or really anything, you can just ask them. Like personally, my thing fell off, which is like a thing they give you, and basically they had to replace it for me, but they replaced it and no questions were asked. They didn't charge me anything. They're just super nice people, and I feel like the environment there is just very nice and friendly. Overall, this resort is amazing. Like, come on. If you come here with your family, friends, or just by yourself, you're sure to have an amazing stay. Thank you, Club Med, for the memories you've made and for the experience you have given me. Might want to lower the cost a little bit, though.